I should give my middle schoolers some advice. So that like you have like little wipes, take notes in your class, stay out of drama much, never send pictures of yourself. I got too many hoes. Hey guys, welcome back to YouTube Chan, and today, since school is right around the corner, I thought since I'm going into high school, I should give my middle schoolers some advice. So, okay y'all, so I have my computer, my little animal friends on it, and I have everything that I need on here. I put it into a doc, and I have it into 4 sections, which would be hygiene, school supplies, and then some extra advice that I have just in general. So let's firstly start off with hygiene. Okay y'all, so I have my list here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the first thing I have is wear deodorant. At this age, I know hormones are changing. You don't really know what works for your body, and you might be an over sweater. You might sweat it off throughout the day. They have travel size ones that you can use, just anything, because people at this age, they love to talk about everybody else. So if you could smell yourself, other people could definitely smell you. So just be sure that you're like, you know. My next point would be to like chew gum or have something to freshen up your breath throughout the day, because even though you might do like a great job brushing your teeth in the morning, by lunchtime, especially after you eat or even while you're eating, depending on what food you eat or like what you're having for lunch that day, your breath might get a little bad. So just like have gum, or you can ask people for gum, or just anything to make sure that like whenever you're talking to people, even though you might not be able to smell your breath, other people can. So just be sure that like you have something on you for that. My next thing is really big for us girls at this age. Be sure that you have like a period bag or a period pouch with stuff that you need for in there. You have tampons, pads, panty liners, anything that you need, especially if like you don't really know whenever your period is gonna come. It's just nice to have something on you, just so that if it does come and you weren't expecting, you have stuff that you can use or stuff that you can change into. If you have athletics or even regular PE, be sure that like you have like little wipes or sanitary towels that you can use, because I know that whenever I was in athletics in 7th grade, since I had it at the beginning of the day, it was like, you know, you have a certain smell, whether like you don't have to be musty, but there's still a smell to you because you just worked out. So have something to where you can like hit the sweet spots, and then like you can go on about your day. Like you don't have to like do too much, but you also don't want to go around your day smelling like you just worked out or like smelling bad or anything. Okay y'all, so this is like a really big one, is be sure that you're taking showers or baths daily, because I mean the same thing goes for like wearing deodorant and stuff. You can smell yourself, someone else could smell you too. And I feel like that's like, people have a problem or they might not be able to shower, but like, you know, you can take some water, you can take a little shower at the sink, like anything, just to be sure like you're cleaning yourself so that you don't have like a smell to you. Because I promise you, everyone will talk about everyone at this age. Doesn't matter if you think that's your friend, doesn't matter about anything like that. People are going to talk if you smell how you smell or if you act how you act. It's like, it's a mind thing. Next thing, wear perfume or like wear cologne if you're a guy, just so that you have like something that people can identify you with. Because like if you have like 1 or 2 scents that you stick to, if someone smells that, they're automatically gonna think of you. Like, especially if it's your crush, like if they know what you smell like, it's gonna get them think about you, you know? So just like keep that in mind. And then my last point for like hygiene and stuff is to wear lotion. It doesn't matter, like if you're wearing ripped jeans, you think that people can't see it, 9 times out of 10 they can. You just can't see it because you're looking at yourself, and so you think, oh, it's not that bad. No, like people could tell whether you're ashy or not. So just like, even like if your pants don't go all the way down to your shoe and you're just like, oh, I'm wearing high tops, because I have been a victim to that. Oh, I'm wearing high tops, like people won't be able to see. they're going to be able to see it. And then when you look down, you're going to be able to see it too, especially when you're not looking into the mirror. You're going to see it in person. And then it's going to be like, oh, because I remember this happened a bunch of times too, because I was just like, because I wear high tops all the time. So I was just like, oh, I don't really need to put lotion on my ankles. Yes, you do. Yes, you really do. Because Harmony called me out so many times this year. She's like, your ankles is ashy. I'm like, do you have lotion? Sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't. Sometimes I just had to go about my day being ashy by the ankles. Like, be sure you're putting on lotion and stuff like that, because that's just, I don't know, people need it sometimes. Next topic that I have for y'all is school. Just school in general. So, my first point is to take notes in your class. That will save you a bunch of time, whether you have questions that you need to have answered, just so that you can retain the information if you do ask them in class. You can just write down the answer, simplify it to your liking. And if they're talking too much about a subject and you need to like narrow it down for yourself, that is another good way to do that, by taking notes, because I did that a lot, because in some of my classes I didn't understand what my teachers were trying to tell me. So I would listen to what they say. I would ask something. I'd be like, can you explain this a bit more, or something like that. They would explain it, and then I would write down what I got from that, so that I wasn't like completely oblivious to the topic that we were talking about. The next one, this goes for any grade, honestly, and I myself need to start taking this advice. Focus in class. Focusing in class can, like, it can show why your grades are that way. Like, say for instance, your friends are in that class and y'all are talking while the teacher is talking, and she talks about something that y'all really need to know for like the state testing or for finals or whatever you have in that class, and you miss it because you're talking to your friends. 9 times out of 10, they're not really going to want to go over it again, because say it's like later in the school year as well, because that's usually when most stuff happens, and that's when teachers are kind of like checking out as well. So just be sure that you're staying quiet whenever the teacher is talking. If you have downtime, be sure you're still doing your work, but like if your teacher says okay, talk to your friends, work with a partner, but just be sure that whenever they're talking, like, you just listen, because it will affect your grades, and it will affect your like understanding in that class in the long run. This one, it can apply to like all grades in middle school, but I'm saying this one for my 8th graders like more so, because 6th graders, y'all have 2 more years, 7th grade, y'all have another year, but 8th graders is your last year in middle school, stuff like that. So like, do extracurricular activities, like even the ones that you're not so sure about, still try out. It can be a great experience. You can meet new people, you can talk to your coaches, but like try out for sports, try out for like clubs that your school has. Anything that you feel like you really want to do, or something that you want to try, just go ahead, try out for it, ask to sign up for it. Like, it's really no biggie. If you make it, that's great. If you don't, then I mean, at least you had the opportunity to try, because I know some people, they don't really have the opportunity to try. All right, so my 4th point for this would be, if you have mandatory assignments, do those first and then like worry about other activities. So if you have homework in a class, or if you know that you have a test the next day in that class, and you know that your teacher doesn't play that, she won't cover your grade, she won't give you another day to work on the homework assignment, and there's a football game that same night, which one do you think that you should do? I know that the game might sound fun to go to, you might be there with your friends, whatever the case may be, you're still going to have your friends at the end of the day, but your grades are going to suffer. Okay, so there has to be like some sort of balance. If you're pulling up to the game second half, second quarter, that is no big deal, especially if there's going to be a lot of people there anyway, because I know since I was in cheer, I saw most of the games, but like football games are always packed out. If you're worried about getting there late, most times people are going to think that you're already going to have been there. Like, it's really no big deal. So be sure that you're working on stuff that you need to work on before doing stuff that you want to do. This point is a really big one. If you're struggling and you know that your school offers tutoring, they offer tutorials, they offer any after school time to have with like your teachers and like subjects that you need, go to the tutoring, go to the tutorials. Be sure that you're getting the help that you need, because at the end of the day, your education is all up to you. So if you're failing a class or you're almost failing a class and you need help but you don't want to ask in front of everybody, most times people don't want to go to tutorials, so you're basically going to be there with like 2-3 other people because no one wants to go. Just go ahead and go ask your questions, because since there's going to be so little people there anyway, the teacher is going to have more one-on-one time with you and you're going to be able to get the help that you need so that you can pass that class. All right, my 6th point is to study if you have important tasks or tests or activities coming up in classes. Whether you're studying 10 hours before or 10 minutes before, that's more stuff that you know that you didn't or you might have forgotten about than you did before. So like, just be sure, like, again, with like taking notes, taking pictures if your school like allows it, taking pictures of like stuff that they have on the board so you can review it. Anything that you need that you think is going to help you, be sure to do that, because I know a lot of people, they might have like social anxiety, they might not want to talk, they might not want to do stuff, so they're going to study alone. But if you don't have any material to study, then it's not really going to be helpful. So just be sure that you're looking out for yourself, and if you have questions, ask them. Which brings me to my next point. If you have questions, ask them. Your teachers are there for a reason. No matter if you think that you're annoying your teachers, you probably are. They have a bunch of classes, they have a bunch of students that they have to look after every single day. But at the end of the day, they're still there to help you. They're getting paid to help you. So if you're asking questions and they're just blatantly like not answering them or not wanting to do it, then that's a problem. But if you think that your teacher is getting annoyed because you're asking questions but they're still helping you, like, I mean, they might be a little annoyed. Someone might have pooped in their coffee that day. Who cares? They're there to help you. So put yourself first. Not saying to be rude to the teachers, but like put yourself up there. Like if you have a question, just ask it. Okay, so my last and final point for the school section is if you're having assigned partner work and your partners are not doing anything and it's mainly you and another person or just you by yourself doing that whole assignment, tell your teacher. Who cares if you're being a snitch? Who cares if people are going to talk about you, because they're going to talk anyways. Tell your teacher, because most times whenever they're doing assigned partner work, y'all are getting graded together. So if you're doing your part of the assignment and you go look and your partner has done 0% of their assignment, y'all's grade is either going to be, depending on how good your part is, it's going to be 50 or lower. And it shouldn't be like that. So, and you don't even have to like do it in front of everybody. You can just pull your teacher aside, maybe like if y'all are having passing period, pull your teacher aside and be like, hey, I'm doing most of the work, but such and such, they have not even started on their project, like their part of the project. Your teacher is going to talk to them and they're going to do something about it. Or they're just going to grade you on the part that you did by yourself. Okay, so my first thing in school supplies, unless your teacher requires it, especially if you're in like Avid or something, you might need it, but you really don't need a binder. That just, one, they're really flimsy, so they're gonna break easily, so that's just a waste of money anyway. But that also takes up so much more space in your bag that you don't need, especially if you're not using it in any class at all. Now, if you're in Avid or I don't even know how to explain it. If you're Avid or if you're in like Gifted or Talented or something, you're more than likely going to need a binder, especially if your teacher likes to do binder checks like mine does. You're going to need one, and it's going to suck because it's going to take up so much more space in your bag than needed, and you're only going to use it like, what, once or twice a week? But, I mean, if you don't, then you really don't need a binder, and there's no reason for you to even get one. My next thing, it's not really big at some schools, but where I live, it kind of is. Most teachers, they don't really use folders, so there's no reason for you to be getting them. And then if you do need a folder, they're usually really easy to find. You can just go to like Walmart or something. And most times, teachers have like boxes of folders, so like they can give you one if you ask. And if they don't, then they're like, what, $1 at Walmart, especially during like back to school season. So if it turns out you do need them, go get them. But other than that, I used a folder in one class last year, one singular class, and that's just one that I bought. Like, we didn't use folders at all, really. And then whenever we did use folders, my other teachers gave them to me, and that's just for like marking tests and stuff, and they really don't have a problem giving you a folder. My next and final thing for this section, there wasn't a whole lot because most times they give you like a syllabus to follow, but my last thing for this section is some teachers won't use a notebook, and that's okay. More saving money for you, because my English teacher, we didn't even really use a notebook, and the notes that we were taking were so repetitive that we didn't even need to write them down at that point. We never did anything with the notes that we did have, and if we did take notes, we would do it on notebook paper and then we would turn them in, so there was really no reason for us to get a notebook in the first place. So, like, okay. For my last section, which is also happens to be the biggest section, it's extra advice that I have for anyone. My first point for everybody, stay out of drama. That is way easier said than done, but I'm just telling you now, stay out of drama. It's not worth it, and it can really affect you in school, because I'm saying this from experience. There was a situation that happened when I was playing volleyball that, like, I was always known as like the good kid with all the teachers, all the principals. Soon as that happened, and it wasn't even, it happened to me, I reciprocated? I think that's the word. I reciprocated, and she was still cool with everyone, even though she was the one that came up to me, but I was just known as like a bad kid. Like, principals started looking at me differently, stuff like that. So just stay out of drama, because it's really not worth it. She want to fight you over the boy, let her have the boy. No matter how much you like them, first of all, it's never worth it to fight over a boy. But no matter how much you like him, if she's willing to go to war for him, he was really never for you in the first place. So let her have him. If people are talking about you behind your back, talk about them behind theirs. Simple. Just stay out of drama. Don't go spreading rumors, though. That'll also get you in trouble. This one is also kind of connected to my first point, but I said, don't worry about boys. I'm telling you, they will make you not want to go to school for like the rest of your life. It'll be that bad. Especially at like the age that we are now. Everyone's a little slow. Sometimes, not everyone, but boys, you gotta fill in the blank there. Most guys at this age, they don't really care, and they like you, but they also like someone else. So you just gotta keep that in mind. My next thing is try going to school with a positive attitude. That will really make or break your day, in my opinion, because if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, as people say, wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you're mad, you're upset, you go to school, and it's just gonna make it seem like the day is longer. It's gonna make it seem like everyone's out to get you. It's gonna make it seem like your day is just so horrible. But turn on some music while you're getting ready. See how good your day is then. The day is gonna go by quicker. You're gonna feel like so much better. Call your friends while you're getting ready. Y'all can joke while you're on the phone getting ready for school. It'll put you in such a great mood, I'm telling you. Like, talking to your friends, especially on FaceTime, when you're getting ready to do something, when you're getting ready to go somewhere, it'll put you in a good mood for like the whole day. Like, so just try going with a positive attitude. Listen to music while you're at school if that's what you want, or if that's something that you can do. Like, do something that would make you happy. Okay, my fourth point would be to surround yourself with people that you care about, but also care about you. So what I mean by that is, say for instance, you're friends with someone and you're like, oh yeah, that's my best friend. You're like, oh, best friend this, best friend that. And then they're talking about you behind your back and they're saying stuff to hurt your feelings in front of your face. That's not a friend. That's not someone that cares about you. But say for instance, you're friends with someone and, oh yeah, that's your best friend. And then they're talking good about you behind your back, they're talking good about you in front of your face, they're hyping you up, they're making sure that like if you're having problems with anything, they're always someone that you can talk to. That is someone that is a good friend. That's someone that cares about you, and you would also care about them. So just be sure you know who your real friends are. Be sure that you're talking to people that have your best interests at heart. This one is for my 8th graders. Since it's your last year in middle school, go to those cringy events. Go to homecoming even though it's probably going to be lame. Go to, like, if your school has to go to 8th grade formal even though it's going to be lame. Go to the games even though they're probably going to lose. Not volleyball though. Volleyball is goated. But just do stuff that is going to make you happy, that's going to create good memories as you're leaving to go to high school. Because whenever you get to high school, you're going to have to start all over. Just like how you were in 6th grade, you're going to have to start over. You're going to be underclassmen. Saying this now, I've learned this from like cheer and stuff. Those seniors, those juniors, even sometimes the sophomores, they don't like freshmen. Like sophomores, you just used to be freshmen, and now you're treating people how you got treated, and you didn't like it when you were a freshman. Okay, but like, just be sure that you're creating good memories as you leave. Be sure that you're creating new memories with your friends. Be sure you're making new friends. Like, just do stuff that is going to be fun while you're leaving. Go to games, go to dances, go to like school events if they have them. I know that when I was going to like the school that I used to go to, every single year for Halloween, they used to always have like this Halloween party. And they used to have like a haunted house on 8th grade hall because it was the longest hall. And last year it was actually, they made it the whole hallway instead of half of it, because I think 8th grade hall is actually like the longest hall. So they put a haunted house all upstairs. They had games, they had food, they had Kona Ice. Like, just like go have fun. Create good memories is what I'm trying to say. So my 6th point is something that will sneak up on you when you least expect it, especially if where you are you can actually do it. For my 8th graders, be prepared to pick out your classes for high school. Like, I was living my best life trying to survive school after state testing, and then we go to our we had a grade level meeting every single month. For like, it was once a month, every single month, and they would just talk to us about stuff. And one day they started mentioning a freaking way to pick out your classes for high school. What do you mean classes for high school? I just got here. Like, so just be sure that you're ready to pick out what you want to do. If your school is really hard on 8th graders like my school was, and they talk about like all the programs and stuff that they have, be sure that you're like thinking about classes that you want to take already. If they have advanced programs, be thinking about that, because since where I'm going to school, and like at my school district, we have early college. So I am a 9th grader, but I am also technically a freshman in college. I've already passed my state exam for college, so I am set for the next 4 years, and when I graduate, I will be graduating with my associates. So be sure that you're looking into programs that your school has. Be sure that you're thinking about classes that you want to take. Be sure you're thinking about extracurriculars that you want to take, because something that I know now that I did not know is that for high school, most of the tryouts are in the summer because some of the games are in the summer. My next thing, be prepared for the last day of school. Okay, but all jokes aside though, be prepared for the last day of school, because after testing, after finals, after whatever your school does, the weeks start flying by, and before you know it, you're having like the last day of school, all your friends, and you're just like, wait, because then you realize that y'all won't, well, 8th graders, y'all probably won't be going to the same school if y'all didn't like talk about it beforehand, or if y'all just like are going all separate ways. And for some people, they won't be seeing their friends all summer because maybe they're going on vacation somewhere, or their friend is going on vacation, or y'all just live too far away, so the only time y'all got to see each other was at school. Just like, be sure that you're prepared for that. My school definitely wasn't though, because we ended up having a storm. So like, our last day of school was our 8th grade graduation, which is actually crazy because we were supposed to have like a full week after that. and they just canceled it as a whole. So be prepared for that, because you won't see your friends anymore. This one happens to be a really big issue with like some people. I know it's like a big issue in like high schools and stuff, but it was apparently a big issue in middle schools and stuff too. Never ever send pictures of yourself to anyone, no matter how in love y'all say y'all are, no matter if you think, oh, he wouldn't do that. Yes, he would. Yes, she would. Like, there have been so many instances where people at my school have gotten stuff sent out. They have gotten leaked. Stuff has gotten to teachers. Like, I'm just telling y'all, no matter what, even if they're begging, they're pleading, they're asking so much, never send pictures of yourself. Because one, like, it could get out. Two, it could be a whole thing because we are minors. You and the other person could go to jail for that. It is like a whole big thing. So just don't do anything you know that you're not supposed to do. Don't do anything that you could be embarrassed by. Don't do anything that your heart is telling you not to do. Don't do anything that you feel that is making you uncomfortable. Just don't do it at all. Okay, on a happier note though, I know that burnout from school is real. Burnout is really a big thing, especially in today's day and age. Stuff is really stressful. There can be a lot of pressure put onto you. Take mental health days if you need it. Ask your parents. If they say no, take it easy at school. Like, you don't have to talk to your friends as much. Like, you can explain to them why you're not as talkative or you're not as upbeat as you usually are, but you don't have to be like you would want to be in the conversation, but you don't have to be like all in the conversation. And if you have a mental health day, stay home or do stuff that makes you happy. Just be sure that like you're taking care of yourself, because school can be really draining. It can be really stressful, and yeah, just take some time for yourself. My last and final point for my extra advice section is to remember that everyone has off days, but that does not give you the right to take it out on someone else. You're having an off day. Maybe your dog got ran over last night. Your phone, you forgot to charge your phone the night before. You stubbed your toe while you were getting ready. Whatever the case may be, you can have your off day, but that doesn't mean you have to snap at others. That doesn't mean that you have to be rude or disrespectful to teachers or your friends, because disrespect can go any way. You can disrespect a kid, you can disrespect an adult, you can disrespect a baby for all I care. But just be sure that you're not taking your anger or frustrations out on other people, because you wouldn't want them to do that same thing to you. Don't have to tell them everything that's going on. You don't have to tell them why you're upset. Just be like, hey, I'm having an off day. Can you not do that? Or, hey, I'm having an off day. Can we just like sit in silence for a little bit? Because there's nothing wrong with a little bit of comfortable silence, y'all. Nothing wrong with it. All right, guys. So that would be the end of today's video. I hope this was helpful for like middle school and like leaving 8th graders. I also hope that this video gave you like some insight into stuff, that if you had any questions, if you need any help with anything, hope that helped with that. And this was super fun to make. I might make one next year since I'm gonna be a sophomore next year, maybe. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye.